The joy list is to help me to tap into that childhood joy that I had. But what better way to tap in than to have the child right here?
And you were filming me while I was dancing in my room.
I had to film it. I was like, what is she doing? So clearly that should be on your list that you love dancing. Okay. Last time we did an activity from Sonia Renee Taylor's book.
That's my girl.
That's her girl. And what was the surprise? We posted it on social media, and what happened?
She
She DM'd us and said that she loved us, and that made Emma's day. I wish I could have caught it on tape, y'all, because Emma's face. I think I was matching your... Did I say tape?
Yeah.
Showing my age.
I wish I would.
I could have recorded it with my cellular device. Back then, you probably never even heard of this MTV. Because you've seen a retro T-shirt. Just like...
No, but like JoJo used to
Nirvana.
watch it. My friends think that it's like a brand.
A clothing brand.
But I'm like, no, that's a band, not a brand.
It's a band, not a brand.
Clock it.
When we talk about radical, we're trying to get to the origin. So before this world was infused with hate and sin and all this division, God designed us for love and to be stewards of his creation.
I'm loved.
Yes. So what do you think about this joy book? Do you think it would help people, and how do you think it would help people?
Absolutely, it would help people because joy is everything.
Joy is everything.
Welcome to Living in 3D Power, a space where questions matter, stories heal, and joy is our practice. I'm Dr. Amber Sessoms, and each week I sit down with my daughter Emma to talk honestly about life, identity, and the power of wonder. This season, we're guided by a sacred invitation. What would it look like if joy was our strategy, not our reward? Here, we discover truths long buried, discern paths toward freedom, and devote ourselves to living with authenticity and love. Together, across generations, we're learning that joy is not the prize at the finish line. It's the rhythm that carries us forward.
Welcome back. We're now in episode 2 of season 2 of Living in 3D Power. And in this episode, Emma and I are going to turn to Tracey Michelle Lewis-Giggetts' book, Black Joy Playbook. And it's 30 days of intentionally reclaiming your delight. This is the companion workbook to her book, Black Joy. And in this book, Tracey Michelle invites us to begin with a simple practice: make a joy list. And this list entails us going back and retrieving memories from our childhood. So you're going to write down 10 things that once made you laugh, smile, or feel free as a child. And it could be toys that you loved as a child, favorite trips, games you played, or little rituals that lit you up. Then she encourages you to take it one step further by choosing 2 items from that list and bringing them into your life now as a daily practice, or maybe a weekly practice. So I'll be honest, when I sat down to make this list, it wasn't as easy for me to retrieve those memories at first. I had to really dig to find the things that made me come alive as a child. Some of them were rollerblading through town, sketching outfits. I actually have an old sketchbook here. So for those caregivers, please keep some of these treasures for your children as they get older. This is from 1993. And you can see I would sketch out my designs, my outfits. I absolutely loved doing that. So this is a great treasure to keep. I would write. So I have some really beautiful pieces and stories and novels that I wrote when I was younger, and even something from my elementary school when I did Little Archie's picture book. So there were other things I did. One thing particular was studying Janet Jackson's dance moves, her choreography to the latest video that would hit. And then I would redo those at the school dances. So as I was doing these practices, it was like opening up a floodgate. Joy started to feel lighter, closer, and more possible. Now, Emma, on the other hand, she rattled off her list. I think at one point she said, I have 300 million. I have so many. And it was really easy for her to draw into things that really brought her joy. So things for her were illustrations. She loves to draw, sleepovers, dancing in her room, cooking, and even memes. And that contrast between how I responded and her, it reminded me that for adults, we often let joy get buried under our responsibilities and stress, while children, it still lives really close to them. So it was a beautiful gift for me to witness Emma going through that exercise. So Tracey Michel's invitation is powerful because it reminds us that joy is not only memory work, it's reclamation, it's strategy, it's how we resist despair and root ourselves in awe and wonder like children do, even in difficult times, because it's our birthright. So let's hold on to that. So as you listen, I invite you to try Tracey Michel's Practice Yourself, write your own joy list, pick 2, and notice what shifts when you let joy back into your everyday life. And then go and purchase the workbook and the companion book for yourself, because I have a feeling that this book and these practices will continue to be ongoing conversations for Emma and me. Let's get on with the episode.
It's me, it's me, it's me. It's me, it's me, it's me. Hey, it's me, Emma. Welcome back to Living in 3D Power, and today we are going to be talking about our joy list.
Our joy list. I think this is a great activity. So last time, just to recap, we did an activity from Sonia Renee Taylor's book.
That's my girl.
That's her girl. And what was a surprise? We posted it on social media, and what happened?
She texted us.
She DM'd us and said that she loved us, and that made Emma's day. I wish I could have caught it on tape, y'all, because Emma's face. I think I was matching your... Did I say tape?
Yeah.
Showing my age.
I wish I would.
I could have recorded it with my cellular device. Tape. We used to have the VHS.
What's that?
Back in... Oh, wow.
What's a VAS?
The tape where you would put this big cartridge in a VCR, and it would be like, you know, the tape cassette that you were playing with this summer, you didn't know how to use it. It was a giant one of those, and that's where you would record things, and that's how we would watch videos. So before CDs and DVDs, we had VHS tapes. She's aging me to that.
So you didn't have like a TV, like a remote?
Yeah, but you had to put this physical, big old plastic box in a device in order to watch a movie at home. Y'all, she's making me feel real old right now. And that reminds me, I don't think I ever showed part 2 of this summer. I'll have to put the link in, the TikTok of you discovering the old Monica Miss Thang album from, I think that was like 1998. That's when I got my hair cut. I saw her album. She had a First Down bubble coat on, and I was like, I have to have it, and I cut my hair. But there's a really funny follow-up that I haven't posted yet of you and Emma, or you and your Emma. I get my kids' names confused all the time.
He always said that.
Sometimes I throw the dogs' names in there.
Yeah.
You and Maya trying to figure out how to actually play the cassette tape was hilarious. So I'll have to share
Especially Maya.
that.
She was like,
Maya was pretty funny.
and our cousins.
Yes.
They were even worse than us.
It was pretty funny.
They're like,
But we digress. We got off track a little bit because I said an old-timey word. Now I forget what I was going to say because now I got brain fog. Sonia Renee Taylor, yes, she shouted us out. But this week, we're going to talk about Tracey Michel Lewis-Giggetts. And she wrote a book, Black Joy, but she also did this Black Joy Playbook, 30 Days of Intentionally Reclaiming Your Delight.
30 days.
30 days, so you can do one per day. And I thought this would be a really great practice because this season we're focusing on joy. How do we cultivate joy? How do we reclaim it? How do we remember that it's our birthright? And her first day 1, she talks about, let me get to page 1 here. And I love that she also says joy in the body. So what does it feel like in your body?
There's actually a song like that.
You're right. That's from, Pharrell had a group. He had a competition, like a gospel choir competition, because I think his uncle was a pastor or something. So I remember watching not the documentary, but it was a reality show. And that was the song. So maybe we'll have to link that song too.
Joy.
Because one of my friends, Dr. Nicole Holland-Sims, she texted me a couple weeks ago. She's like, how did I miss out on this song? So that's good that you remember that song. Joy, yes. Unspeakable joy. So day one from Black Joy Playbook by Tracey Michae'l, Miss Tracey Michae'l, she talks about remember the old landmarks. And the quote she uses is from James Baldwin, The Fire Next Time, which is a pivotal book, y'all.
What?
James Baldwin was, when
Who's
you think
that?
about someone that was really calling America to be what it said it should be, it was James Baldwin. So he was one of our greatest intellectual thinkers of our time. And so we'll have to learn more about him. I have a pen of his, and I have several of his books, and so many present day authors and thought leaders reference his work. So thinking about Dr. Eddie Glaude, who we love, he has a book about James Baldwin. So he's really envisioning, because James Baldwin has since transitioned, but thinking about when he was alive, what would he be saying about the times now? But this quote is a really good quote. So she quotes James Baldwin from The Fire Next Time, and she says, if you know whence you came, there is really no limit to where you can go. So whence you came, thinking about getting to the root, the foundation of our origin story and why we're here. And what's really interesting about that is I'm currently in a Bible study called Rooted, and they were talking about what it means to be rooted in Christ, but also they talked about the word radical. And here's what I didn't know. I use that term a lot, radical love. So you think about bell hooks and radical love, and radical means the foundation, the very foundation. So thinking about when we talk about radical, we're trying to get to the origin. So before this world was infused with hate and sin and all this division, God designed us for love and to be stewards of his creation.
I'm love.
Yes. That's what we're supposed to embody every day.
Hands
That's why
are cold.
My hands are cold. Your hands are warm. So that's why we were created. So part of love and how we manifest and show that could be through our joy, which is, I believe, and we believe, is what God gave us as a gift. So the first activity she has in this book is create your own playbook. And the prompt is make a joy list.
We did that, but
Yes, we did this
Mommy's
last night.
looks a little boring.
She said mine looks a little boring. Well, that kind of goes back to what you said before about adults being too serious. Well,
decorated
I see
mine.
what you're saying. It looks boring because you drew pictures. Okay. I didn't really have room because I just kind of wrote down more than 10. So she says, make a joy list. What were some of the fun things you did as a child? So activities, toys, trips that made you laugh or smile the most.
I put LOL surprise.
You can add that. So make a list of 10 things, places, or events. Now,
I have more than 10.
you have more than 10.
Like 50 billion.
Which is good. So I think to note is that this book is clearly written from an adult perspective, but I think what is fun, and since we talk about things intergenerationally, and I learned from you, is that we can do some of these together. So the joy list is to help me to tap into that childhood joy that I had. But what better way to tap in than to have the child right here? So
I'm 10.
what did you write down for your joy list?
For my first one, I wrote art/drawing. As you can see, I love to draw. And then for my second one, I put family/watching movies with them. I love watching movies. And then for my third one, it kind of ties in with the second one, watching favorite shows/movies. Like, I have a show, like my 3 favorite shows are Amphibia, Stars versus the Force of Evil, and I forget, Owl House.
Okay. I feel like some of those, they have the same type of...
The same creator.
Oh, is all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you know who the creator is? You have to look that up because
Yeah.
there's something about the creator that you like, and then you can learn more about the creator.
And then for my fourth one, dancing/listening to music.
And you're actually going to rehearsal tonight for your first praise dance, so this will be exciting. You'll get to dance with some of your friends.
Yeah. And you were filming me while I was dancing in my room.
I know, y'all. So Emma has monitors in her room for medical reasons, and so Yeah, was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
She likes to blush. She'll be like, Alexa, and I shouldn't have said that because it's probably going to turn on.
No.
She'll tell it to play music, blaring music, but it sounds louder through the monitor. And she's in there supposed to be putting her clothes away, folding her clothes, putting it away. And every time she passes her mirror, she starts dancing. I had to film it. I was like, what is she doing? So clearly that should be on your list that you love dancing. Okay, what else do you have on there?
I have my first sleepover because it was magical.
Oh, it was magical.
But it was with my cousins. But I loved it because we went to get air.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. And then for my sixth one, I have watching funny things / memes. They just make me happy. And I'm like, and then I laugh. I'm like,
It's good to laugh.
yeah. And then for number 7, I have cooking
Oh, you're learning.
because I like mixing things together.
You
And
really
I'm
like
really-
mixing things together.
And I'm really good at making my own sauces and drinks.
This is true.
And then for 8, I put fashion / aesthetic. Because
What is it? What's aesthetic? Y'all just be saying aesthetic. What is it? This generation aesthetic. It's not aesthetic. It's aesthetic.
it's like, I'm trying to think of a way to put it. There's different meanings. Aesthetic is like the way you dress and stuff, and then for like rooms and stuff, it's like people say it's not aesthetically pleasing.
Well,
So
that makes sense.
That means like you don't like it, like you don't like the way it looks.
But y'all just say aesthetic. You don't say aesthetically pleasing. You're just like aesthetic. That's a generational thing.
9 animals,
Animals, even your animals,
especially stuffed animals.
but not your like your living animals. Kibo and Hero.
I love them, even though Hero made me fall off the bed.
Yeah, that's true. And what's number 10?
And then going places / being outside.
Going places out. So this was your joy list. Okay, so we have some commonalities there. So let's see. I know my handwriting's bad. Emma has the nicest handwriting in the house, but my handwriting's, as I get older, y'all, it's so bad. I remember when I was still working in the schools, my cursive, you said it looks like a piece of hair, my signature. You said it looks like one strand of hair.
It does. Like if I was to pick out a piece of my hair, it would look like that.
I know, but it's really bad. It doesn't look like Amber Sessoms. I don't know what it looks like, but it works.
It looks like I don't even
It looks
know.
like there's no letters in it. It's just it's a strand of hair.
They were meant to be letters. Maybe it's the letter
It's
O.
supposed to be an A and an S.
Maybe it's a letter O
Oh man.
or 0.
Y'all, I should flash my signature on screen so you can see, but it's not great. And this doesn't always look the same every time. So,
It looks different every time.
but yes, my handwriting has gotten bad. There's been a few times recently where I've written something and then I couldn't understand what I wrote.
Oh.
But it's not as bad as Graham's. You remember that time like she gave me some of my old stuff, which we'll go over. She gave me some of my old stuff, and you wrote in there, "I can't read this," because her handwriting.
I remember that. I still have that.
Yeah, you still have that book, but it was
I'm
like,
like,
I can't read this.
I can't read that.
Well, let's see if I can read my joy list. So I actually did 15 to 16. And I will say, so we'll talk about the process for actually coming up with them, like if it came easy or not. But let me just read
write
mine.
more, but like I couldn't think of any at
In
the
that
time.
moment. And that's okay. She gave us a good prompt for 10, and you can always add on, which I think is helpful too. So here's my list. So number 1, I said studying dance videos and doing the moves. So I would watch, back then, you probably never even heard of this, MTV. Because you've seen a retro T-shirt. Just like
No, but like Jojo used to watch
Nirvana.
it. My friends think that it's like a brand.
A clothing brand.
But I'm like, no, that's a band, not a brand.
It's a band, not a brand. What-
Clock it.
So yes, I would study, especially. So here's the thing: we didn't have on demand back then. So you would have to. I think it was Fridays, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fridays, you would have the world premiere of the new music video. So you best be home, or whatever day it was. You're home waiting for that thing, and it's like a countdown.
So you couldn't like
It's a whole thing. You have to wait the commercial break, and it comes on your world premiere 8 p.m. MTV, and it would be like Janet Jackson's new music video. And when I tell you, so I would study that thing down to get the moves, and then
Why can't you just look it up on you? Oh, you didn't have YouTube.
She just said, "Why couldn't you just look it up on YouTube?" We didn't have the internet.
YouTube, it didn't come out on like.
I graduated high school in '99, so we didn't have that stuff. Man, just making me feel old today.
Sorry.
Anyway, I would study these dance moves, and then I would go to the school dance, and everyone would circle around me, and I would bust out the dance move because I studied that. So if Janet Jackson's "If" early in you want this, I would do all the dance moves. It was serious. So that was one of my favorite things to do is dance.
Why don't you dance anymore?
I know, these are things that we'll talk about. So 2 is looking through JCPenney catalogs and planning my future. I think I said
You always said that.
I would always look through these giant catalogs. I think I talked about that last time and plan and be like, what I'm going to pick out for my furniture and my clothes, my kids' clothes, all the things. I'd pick everything out. I would do that at my mom's house because she got the JCPenney catalog. So I'd go down there and just sit in a chair in the living room and just plan out my whole life. 3, sketching my outfits. So I'll show y'all some of those. And I have my old sketchbook because
She's really good. She's better at fingers than I am.
Oh, really? I'll have to look. I don't know.
I'm not
I
good
think
at
I hid the
fingers.
fingers. I don't think I drew the fingers back then.
You did. Mine are just like
I'll have to look.
2 lumps.
I don't know what age I did this, but I have sketchbooks for my outfits. Rollerblading. I loved rollerblading. I would rollerblade from one end of town to the other. It would be, I don't even know how many miles, but it would take me probably a good hour to get into town.
I want to learn how to roller skate.
Yeah, rollerblading was great. Bike riding. And the last time I actually rode a bike was when Daddy and I went to Hawaii for a 15-year anniversary. And that was so fun, just getting on a bike again. I didn't think I would be able to ride it. I was like, how do I do this? But it is kind of like you just never learn. You never forget. Ocean City, Maryland.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory. Ocean City, Maryland, we went there a lot as a kid. Every summer, that was a trip. You go to Ocean City, Maryland.
They still do that.
They still do that. Competitive cheer and cheer camp. So I loved competitive cheer. We got to dance a lot. We got to do really complicated routines.
Graham talked about.
Oh, going to Dallas. Yeah, we went to Dallas around Christmas time to do the national competition. We were state champs, so it was a really big deal. It wasn't like when you think about cheerleaders that are just doing the pom-pom stuff.
What?
I actually
Like the
worked out
flips?
harder. Yeah, we did all of that. That's how I had this scar.
Oh, I thought that was just a vein.
No, it's a scar. My eye split open because I was the base and we went to tumble Tracey and Tracey's elbow hit my eye and I just went to the ground and then when I got up everyone started screaming and I was like, what? So she split my eye open. The skin is really thin here. So Dr. Fisher did a good job because it does look like a vein, but it's a scar from cheerleading. I dislocated my shoulder in cheerleading. Cheerleading can be pretty brutal, y'all. But I had a lot of fun there. Competitive track. So, I mean, I said competitive track, but track and field was my thing. Like, I loved track. And senior year, though, was bad because I ruptured my Achilles. But
She always talks about that. She's like, I ruptured my Achilles.
that was a big deal because I was the athlete, right? So I did the 4x1, 4x4, 300 hurdles, long jump, 100-meter sprint.
I love long jump.
Long jump was my favorite. So I loved that. Playing with kids in Genesis Court. So where Aunt Jerry used to live, we had generators. If y'all know what generators are, they're these big, huge electrical things. You seen them?
In Clarence.
Clarence. So it's kind of like you go to Genesis Court and you just play with the kids, and we would sit on the generators and play hand games and all types of games. We would run around and like play tag. It was so much fun. All summer long is all we would do. Artwork and writing. So I have some of that here. Playing with Miss Carol's turtle. I should flash a picture of Miss Carol. So our beloved Miss Carol, she has transitioned. She died a few years ago, but she sang on the choir with Graham. And she had this turtle. So remember how we were going by Pineford and I showed you where we used to live. She lived on the far other end, and I would walk to her house, and she had a turtle that I would play with. I love this turtle. Absolutely love that turtle. And remember that time I rescued that turtle?
Yeah, I always talk about it.
That I rescued the turtle because it was in the middle of the road and it was going to get run over. But it reminded me of the turtle that I used to play with.
I need to save the turtle.
So I have a picture because I remember talking about that, and her granddaughter Ashley says, I actually have a picture of her with this turtle. She's like, I never got it, but she's holding the turtle up. So I should put that up there because Miss Carol was amazing. Amusement parks, we're so close to an amusement park, Hershey Park.
I love roller coasters. Love them.
And we actually, so Daddy and I missed out on a big milestone moment because you got on some major roller coasters this summer when you went with your friends the day before school started. And I was kind of feeling like,
You're like,
I had FOMO because I was like, you're 10 and you did it without me. So
we
yes.
can do it again.
I know, but I missed out on your first time doing it.
It's okay.
And then I have singing. I did county chorus a lot, so I was singing in school, did county chorus, and then I actually sang gospel choir in college. Hopper Park Arts and Crafts Fair. Graham just showed you the picture yesterday where we were dressed up in colonial gear. That was a thing. So it would be like the Arts and Crafts Fair that we go to out here. They had that in Middletown.
Oh.
And then Key Club Convention and the AME Youth Convention. So we would get together. Part of my outfits I would pick out was like, what am I going to wear to the youth convention? And I would plan out my whole outfit, and we'd have all this fun, and we'd sing, and I get to meet all these youth from Pennsylvania or the regional area for the AME church, and I had a great time. So that is my list of 10, definitely more than 10, but it's good to even for me as I'm feeling that. So how did it feel even thinking about the list? What were you feeling as you were coming up with it?
I was like feeling the joy.
Joy. What does it feel like to you?
Bumblebees inside.
Bumblebees? Where? Just all over or a certain part of your body?
All over.
Almost like tingly, or just like you feel like there's butterflies on your skin?
Like someone tickling me.
Oh, I love that. I think for me, there's been a heaviness. It's because there's just so much going on in the world, but it kind of gives this lightness. So I kind of like that feeling of lightness. And I was thinking about my shoulders because I just wrote a article yesterday about my shoulders have been really high, and that's a sign of stress. So just lowering my shoulders and just being mindful of that. But I definitely felt this lightness and almost like the temperature increased a little bit because I was excited about thinking about the things I used to do. But I also want you to reflect on, so one of the questions that Miss Tracey asked is reflect on why you think you enjoyed those activities. So for you, why do you enjoy those activities? And maybe just pick 2 or 3.
I'm gonna pick 3. I'm gonna pick 4.
It was 4.
Dancing / listening to music. They make me happy because, well, they make me joyful because I love dancing, and I feel like when I do things I love, I feel happier instead of things I don't like.
That's good. Yeah. Every morning, the first thing you do is put music on.
It helps me wake up. Like, if I was in silence, I would be like, I'm not ready for school.
Yeah, if you're not up before Emma, that music's going to wake you up, y'all. So you just got to get up before she gets up.
Yeah.
Which is why I get up early. Okay, what else did you put about reflecting on why you think you enjoy that activity?
I flip to the page. I'm going to pick 8.
And 8 is?
Fashion / aesthetic.
Okay, what is it about that you enjoy?
I love fashion, and I think I said this on the podcast, like I want to be a fashion designer when I grow up. And I like how like there's like different types of clothing, and I like different styles.
Yeah. And I think what I say, maybe since the age of 4 or at least 5, that I could not help you pick out your outfits is the thing. But you've got a rhythm now for 5th grade. You got it all planned out where you pick out at least 2 outfits in case you change your mind in the morning. Because before, it used to be a battle in the morning because you would want to change your outfit and you didn't have time. And then you'd be having a breakdown because you were going to miss the bus. And I'm like, well, you can't go through 5 outfits in the morning. So you've done a good job about narrowing it down, which you're going to wear.
One more.
Okay.
6. Watching funny things / memes.
Why do you enjoy that?
Because they make me laugh. And like sometimes I start crying because they're so funny. I'm like, I'm thinking
I
of
hear you
one.
a lot.
I'm thinking of one in my.
Oh, no. But I think the laughter is something we should all try to do. I feel like every day you should try to laugh. I think it releases stress, but it makes you feel good. Yeah. All of those things. So I think for me, so reflecting on what I enjoyed about those activities, if I think back, dance, because you asked me why don't I dance anymore. I loved dancing. It makes you feel good. It's a form of exercise. And you say, why don't you do it anymore? No one's taking me dancing. I don't know. I just haven't gone out dancing, but we can dance. Just dance. So that is fun. You know what? That will be a good step. So I'll think about that. So dancing, that was a good one, Emma. So I really love that because I think it's something that I've always been good at, and I enjoyed it. And I loved seeing the choreography and the creativity behind people and how they move their bodies. I always loved it. And Janet Jackson was top notch. Will forever had the best choreography. And then, although Aaliyah had some good moves back then too. I remember she did Rock the Boat. We actually would do sometimes I'll put competitive cheer in here because it kind of goes in line. I would watch the video, study it, and then I would teach my cheer team some of the dance moves. So we would do some of those for the competition. It was great. And the crowd would go absolutely wild because it was a hit song at the time. And then we'd bust out the moves and they would be like, ah. That was so much fun. Let's see. I always say writing because I'm getting back into that, but it was something about being creative, and the story that I have here was really fun. I remember reading that, and Daddy's like, "This could actually be
I was
a book."
There. He was like, "That could be a book."
And I don't know what grade I was in, but I'll have to look at that.
Let me check.
It was that was the little one. I think I did that in Fink. So little Archie's picture. I'm aging myself again. Is it Archie? I can't remember who Archie was, but 1989. So I was like 8. I was like 8. But little Archie's book, and then it had comments in the back. Oh, Mrs. Leonard. It says, you used conversation very well in your story. I'm glad it had a happy ending. Your pictures were great. Mr. Thompson, Graham wrote, reading your story and looking at your drawings, I'm so proud to say my granddaughter is the author and artist. Keep up the good work. Oh, this is great. So I still have this. And then I wrote this one. I don't remember how old I was.
This. Can I read this?
You want to read it?
Little Archie's picture.
Why do you read it in that voice?
Little Archie's picture.
You can read maybe a little bit of it. I don't know if you can read the whole thing.
Copyright?
No, it's not copyright. We just might not have time. I don't want to bore the people with my...
Little Archie's written by and illustrated by Amber Holton, April 1989. Hey, look at Little Archie's picture of food. Little Archie is an artist. Don't you think so? Said Gunghead.
Jughead was his name. Wow. I got to look up we got to find some Little Archie comic books. And it was a comic book, I think. And I feel like Bazooka Gum, but I might be making that up, y'all. But yes, it was ancient. But we'll definitely look up some comics.
Made this out of real paper?
This is how we had to laminate stuff. So this is a laminator. And then this was how we print stuff. You see the font?
Yeah. There's like a laminator machine now. You just pop it in and then...
Yeah, I don't know if this was a machine, though, because it's old school. And then I wrote this. We had to write this by hand. It doesn't say the age or what grade I was in here, but this was a book called The Most Beautiful Princess. So that I love to do. And then I will say the other one was singing. I loved doing that. And I sing a lot in the car.
Yeah, you're like... Especially gospel songs.
Always, all day. Okay, so that was fun, but here's part 2. So in day 2, she says, even in the shadows, I swing. Healing begins where the wound was made. Alice Walker, the way forward is with a broken heart. So in this part, she talks about how I think she was having a really hard day and she just went for a walk and she saw a swing set and she just started swinging and it brought her so much joy. So she added that to her joy list. And it's something about defying gravity that made her feel...
Gravity.
She's showing why it's her joy list because she loves singing.
I saw this one video and it was like, is it just me or does my brain think in songs? Like if someone was
That
talking,
would be you.
and then they say something and then you just burst out singing. And I was like, that's me.
That is you. And Maya would be memes or sound bites.
Like
her and Betty.
One time we were in mommy's bedroom and I don't know, mommy was talking about something.
And she just busts out laughing.
And then she showed us a picture of this robot called Rizbot.
But it's like I said something that reminded her of that. And then I said, I know what's going on right now in your brain.
She
you have a
always
meme.
does that.
Always.
She always does
or it's
that.
a sound bite and then she'll show me. And the fact that she can pull it up.
She's like,
Boink, there it is. I'm like, how do you do that? Always. So you
Special
bring up a good
brain.
point because what I forgot to mention is when she talked about that she loves swings, the really important part, and I'm trying to think what page it's on, but she talked about doing it in community. So she went for a walk and then her family, so she has a daughter and a husband, they said, can we walk with you? And she said, of course, because releasing things or like going through things and community helps a lot. And so she just said that's become a part of her practice. So that's a part of her joy list. So the question or the prompt is,
you always need family.
you do. And there's a study that recently came out that family, but really friends, really help you to live a longer and more fulfilling life. So out of your immediate family, also having a really core friend group really helps you.
My church friends.
Yes, really helps you to really live a full life. So here's what she said for day 2, create your own playbook. So here's what she said for create your own playbook. Take a minute to reflect on how you might incorporate 2 items from yesterday's joy list into your current life. Did you list that you love to sketch and design clothes? How does she know? Wait, a fuzzy just flew in your hair. It says, when you were a teenager, buy a sketchbook today or download a sketch app and reclaim that joy. Then write about how it feels to take that leap.
Right here.
So I do have a sketchbook, and this sketchbook is, I don't know what year, but I definitely think I was a teenager. Oh, it has the years on it. 93.
13.
Well, 12, yeah.
12.
So I have sketchbooks and like bridal gowns, prom
Look at
gowns.
those fingers.
But they have gloves on though. Oh, I see. It's not bad. Fingers aren't bad.
Worse.
Party dresses. Look at oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
Details.
So yeah, so I love that she even had it in there about sketching, and there's something about creating. We are creative people. So how can I incorporate 2 things from my list?
Dancing.
I don't know if I'm going to pitch, but I think you brought up a good point. So doing just dance, I think that would be a really good thing to incorporate back into, and that would also get me to move my body.
It's better on YouTube because it has all the years. I don't like the new Just Dance.
They took away the motion
Yes,
thing.
and they took away the video. That was the funniest part.
Yeah, that was the funniest part where you could play it back in fast motion.
Yes.
The time-lapse speed. And I think the other one I would pick, so if I pick 2, I would probably pick Can I Dance, doing dancing again, and then I'm going to go with writing. I'm doing that, so how do I make it joyful and just doing the creative part of that and just maybe writing something out of my comfort zone for fun. So what about you? What's 2 things that you can pick from your list?
I'm going to pick one that I already do because I already have some that I already do. Can I pick 3? Mm-hmm. I'm going to do dancing / listening to music. I always do that every single day. And then watching funny things / memes. I don't do that every day, but I do it once in a while when I have free time.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pick watching favorite shows / movies because some shows make me laugh and smile.
Laughing, I think that's one of the keys, what you're saying. Laughing is so key. And speaking of laughing, I'll have to put these on the screen, y'all. So we have a picture of Emma's 5th grade picture. And this says that I was 10 years here, but Demi, I'm trying to think, y'all, my classmates. I think that, no, Demi was 5th grade. So this is my 5th grade because Demi was the school. I had to leave Mansburger and go to Demi just for 5th grade. So we have
Side
our
by
5th
side.
grade pictures up here, and I had braces. I thought I got braces in middle school,
Let me see.
but I got them in 5th grade. See that
You
gap?
look exactly like Maya.
You think so?
Look at how cute
But I think it's
look.
both have glasses because you got my eyes. Sorry for that. Genetics.
It's fine. We
And
all
the
have bad
hair,
eyes.
the bangs. So I'll put these pictures up, but I think the
My hair
nostalgia.
looks lighter than it is.
Well, the picture made it look lighter, but also when you
Flash.
have locks and because your hair doesn't shed anymore, the older hair gets lighter over time.
True.
So you
And
didn't
my
die, it just gets
eyebrows
lighter.
look black.
But your hair does look kind of reddish brown in that picture for sure.
I actually kind of suit it.
Oh gosh, don't get any ideas. We're not doing that. But we'll put these pictures up. But I think, what do you think about this joy book? Do you think it would help people, and how do you think it would help people?
Absolutely, it would help people because joy is everything.
Joy is everything. Is that your chicken nugget wisdom for today? Joy is everything. What does joy do?
Joy makes you happy, and it makes you laugh sometimes.
It makes you laugh. And what about, do you need someone to make you happy? Do you need someone to help you find your joy? Can you find that on your own?
You can find that on your own.
By doing the things that you listed, which I think is a really important activity because she's going back to our childhood. And because you're still a child, I feel like you have an easier
I'm a baby.
There's an easier way for you to access joy because you don't have to spend your life busy being an adult with all these other things, right, that you've talked about in season 1.
Be a kid.
Right. But she's
Be
asking us
happy.
to reclaim our joy. And I think when we are children, we are really, I think, situated in a way that we're so close to joy.
Thinking of
See, and she's got,
I've written down some memes, but I could only think of like 2. I so
just
pale.
to write a list of things that make you laugh.
I so pale.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I so pale. It's a meme from a news reporter. She didn't know she was on live, and she said I so pale.
I so pill?
No, I so pale.
I so pale? And that's a meme, so people took that. That's what I'm saying. You got to watch when you're online. I'm scared that one day we going to be a meme. You're going to mess around. Next thing you know, you say something and you're going to be a meme.
What's wrong with being a meme?
So I think it's not, I'm pretty sure not everyone enjoys it when they say something silly or make a mistake and people make fun of them. But you really got to watch what you put on these internets here because people are going to make a joke out of it, especially.
Well, some memes don't have to be funny. They can just be like regular, like just
True.
saying a word. But it's not necessarily making fun of. It's just like,
Okay. It depends. Some people might see it as that. But what I think what you're bringing up for me too is black joy. So the thing that I say about our culture is black joy is the reason why we put black in front of it is because of the oppression and things that we've experienced. That even when people thought that we weren't human, she's making fun because I'm tapping her. Even when people thought that we were less than human, that we were animals, we still found a way to cultivate our joy. And community, singing, food, loving on each other.
that's how they made green beans.
Green beans?
What's-
Collard greens?
Collard greens.
Well, think about it. We got the scraps and we made something divine out of it. And then it became
And
a
then they
delicacy.
stole it.
See, but these are things like we will always find our joy. So when I think about joy, oh, I'm not happy today. And think about my ancestors and what they endured so that I can live more
Be
free life.
happy. Your ancestors went through a lot of stuff. Be happy.
But they still had joy. So our entire story isn't wrapped up in trauma and grief. It's wrapped in joy. That's where the healing comes from, and that's what we're going to lean into this season and beyond. So what's the takeaway? What are you giving people an opportunity to do this week based on this activity? What should they do?
Do something you liked as a kid, no matter what.
Do it, yeah. It's kind of like when people say dance like no one's watching. You ever hear that before?
Yeah, that's what I do. But you're
I was
over
watching.
here. You're over here like.
You do dance like no one's watching, and then I'm watching and secretly
Yeah, you're like.
filming with my cellular devices. I said filming again, and you made this face like, what is that? That's what it is.
Cellular.
I'm saying that to be funny because you keep saying, what does that mean? At any rate, do something this week that you did as a child that brings you joy.
Do it.
Even I think just writing the list out, even if you're sitting here and being like, oh, I don't know what I would do, but I just think writing the list out was even therapeutic enough and really just brought about joy.
And coloring.
Coloring. You had
And I love K-pop.
We do know that.
K-pop.
But
It
coloring's a
started-
good one.
Yeah, I love coloring. It's one of the best things.
And that was a thing, because we have lots of adult coloring books. That was a thing maybe 8 or so years ago. These adult coloring books became a thing because there's something that is happening when people are trying to find joy and happiness. What we do is we do nostalgic things. So think about all these old shows that are coming back out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember the show from my childhood. Because there's something about childhood we need to tap into. And thank you, Miss Tracey, for giving us a strategy and a way to do that, to tap into and reclaim our Black joy. So I'll put this link in the bio, y'all. Practice those 10 things, writing those 10 things out, and pick 2 that you can actually implement, because it's important that you reclaim your joy, especially now in these times. Any final words, Emma?
Do what you love.
Do what you love.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Heart. I'm so glad you joined me and Mommy for this episode of Living in 3D Power. I hope you like it. Now do me a favor before you leave. Subscribe to our Substack and make sure you subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts too. And hey, do me another favor. Share this episode with a friend or family member. If something we said made you laugh, made you smile, or it might mean something to them, just send it away. Okay, one more favor. That's a lot of favors, I know. Head over to the comments on our social media. Tell us what made you say, that's deep, bro. Because your words encourage other people and they encourage us too. See you next time.